What's up, Sooner fam, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge Double Trouble for your Thursday night live episode. Already see comments in here about this power line, this elite group of defensive line and edge rushers that Brent Venables, Todd Bates, and Miguel Chavis and all have recruited. I think excited is an understatement. Just want to let you know we do have a chance. Maybe there's a chance we have a guest on tonight here in about 15 minutes. No promises, but if they hop on, we'll make sure they're on here for about 15 minutes, and we'll ask questions and listen for your look for your questions as well. What's up, Brandon 96? What's up, Mez?
Hey, Gilmore. I think Gilmore's very underrated, size-wise, and he is one of the ones that will be practicing for the bowl game. So that's great news. So you think about him, and I'm going to go ahead and say, let me just go ahead and say the ones that will be practicing. Okay, there's 7 of them that will be practicing for the bowl game. You got Eli Bowen, you got Jaden Jackson, Nigel Smith, Wyatt Gilmore, Jaden Hardy, Michael Hawkins, and Xavier Robinson. All those. So,
Tanya, thanks for starting this off.
Thank you, Tanya.
In a great way. Tanya, as Bob Stoops would say, you always do things here in a great way. We appreciate you so much. So much, Tanya. Merry Christmas to you.
What is it? They call Bob Stoops a program guy. Tanya's a program.
Tanya's a program. Yeah. Hey, can they actually play or just practice? Sooner fan, they can only practice. They cannot play. Now they will be on the bowl trip. They'll be on the trip.
Yeah, you cannot play in the game. Correct.
Going back to Wyatt Gilmore, Jay. Wyatt Gilmore, in my opinion, was highly underrated. Star rating.
Yeah, big time. I agree. And he's a physical dude. He's a big guy. Love his physicalness, man.
And I'll tell you one that I've gone on record saying in other videos, guys, one that I've said is it has a chance, and I wouldn't doubt it if they're the best one of the group, is Danny Okoye.
I agree with you.
I've said that before.
You could prove it by just watching him in the Army game the other night, the Army Bowl game. He was dominant, pure dominant.
Thanks so much, Mike Wilkerson, one of the OG followers here. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Mike. Really do appreciate it.
Hey, I think a lot of these guys, Jay, are I mean, like, the thing is, Stone was the head of the class. Everyone talked about David Stone, deservedly so. These other guys around him, Nigel Smith is not a small guy. Jaden Jackson has been elite. I expect great things from him. You can't be too excited about this class. I don't think they're going to leave us disappointed.
Well, and go back to the history. I mean, even about Bob Stoops' days, and there's years where they get a couple of really good players on the defensive line. There has not been a year they've gotten this many guys that talented. I mean, go back to Tommy Harris's day. Yeah, Tommy Harris was unbelievable. But what was the rest of the class? It was really good. But I think if you take this group together, this power line as a whole, I think it's probably the best class in the last 25 years.
Hey, it's interesting you talk. And no, we did not get a 4-star linebacker this class.
James Nesta.
Is he 4-star, though? I thought he was 3-star.
Maybe consensus. I mean, he's a really good player. 4-star. There it is.
What did Mike say about?
There it is, 4-star.
The Manster?
What's the question? I can't read that.
No, Mike said on his super, he's already given Okoye a nickname. And, hey, Okoye possibly could be joining us tonight here in about 10 minutes. We'll let you know if he can make it. Jason has reached out to him. Would love to have him on here. That would be sweet. Andy Bass is fire. Hey, I'm talking about that class that you mentioned, Jay, Tommy Harris, right? Tommy Harris had Dusty Dvorak next to him.
Correct.
This class reminds me of that because you're going to be across the board. You got that team had Dan Cody on the edge.
Yeah, agreed. Hey, I want to go back to Sooner fan here.
That's funny, Mark. Our new punter is going to be on the stream. Yeah, Danny Okoye can punt.
Hey, Jordan Seaton, I think there's zero chance. He's going to probably maybe Maryland if he doesn't sign with Colorado. I mean, that would be my guess. Now, we'll see. He could end up anywhere, though. He's a guy. He's kind of a wild card.
Yeah, I agree. What's up, Robbie Martin? Thanks for joining us. Mars Jam, what's up, everybody? Thanks again for being on here. Make sure you guys like and keep the comments rolling. Jay, someone's excited about the kicker. Yeah, Liam Evans, guys. Really excited about him because of the depth, and he's going to push for the starting job in that room as a freshman.
And if you don't follow him on Twitter, go follow him. He puts a lot of practice stuff out there. It's really cool. What's up, Jonathan?
Hit that like, Lori. Thanks for doing your thing, Lori.
That's right.
Someone mentioned Wyatt Gilmore. Let's go across the line because, again, I keep using the term underrated.
Talk about the edgemen first.
Okay, well, obviously the one you start with, at least I would start with, is Danny Okoye. Yeah. Athleticism through the roof, has a motor that's always going 1,000%, has kind of always played with a chip on his shoulder, especially playing homeschool ball. I think you start with him because I just think the guy is going to be unbelievable because of how athletic he is.
I agree. I mean, I echo everything you said. And he's
give us another edge, Jay.
And Damon said it just then. He's a super freak. It's what he is athletically. He's a freak, and he's kind of got an attitude to back it up, like bring it on. And that to me, other than their obvious talent on this offensive line, these edge men, it's their attitude. It's like bring it on. I love to see that from these guys.
Oh, for sure. What other edge, Jay?
Well, I mean, we can talk about Wyatt Gilmore. You got Nigel Smith. Nigel Smith said last night he's playing more of the Bothroyd position, the edge. You know, there was talk maybe moving him to middle. Whatever. He's playing edge, he said. So he'll be a Tavis guy.
Sooner fan is right on. Downs might start the season. I fully expect him to. But he might not finish it as a starter with the guys that they got in there.
Possibly.
We'll agree. Hunter's saying Bass is a, quote, walk-on. The guy is really good. Drake Stoops was a walk-on. Baker Mayfield was a walk-on. I expect Andy Bass to be really, really good at OU.
Yeah.
Robbie, Okoye's very good on the mic. I agree. Hopefully
who we missed on the edge from this class?
You think Gilmore only plays the line, Jay?
Yes. I do. Yeah. That's my opinion. I do. You got in the middle, you got Jaden Jackson, David.
Speaking of, I know the comments are rolling in here. Someone said Danny Okoye is a super freak athletically. I believe he has joined up here. And there he is.
What's up, Danny?
That's good.
How are you?
Hey, thanks for taking time, Danny, to be on here. Comments are rolling through the chat talking about your athleticism, also all the different skills and positions you played. But let's just start with how excited are you that the whole thing's over with?
Man, it's a blessing, bro. It's been a long process, and it's finally over. But I'm happy with the way that it went, and you know, I'm really looking forward to what the future holds, man. It's gonna be some great things gonna happen. Just watch.
That's right. Hey, Danny, watched you the other night in the U.S. Army Bowl game, and you dominated, is to say the least. But tell us about that experience. I mean, you being selected as a captain, and then just your play overall in that game.
I mean, I think I got robbed of that MVP trophy, if I'm being honest.
You did.
But you know, I did my thing. I tried my best just to, you know, play as hard as I could and put my all on the field. And I think that's what I did. You know, it felt really good to be able to go out there and ball with some of the best guys in the country and do what I did and really prove that, you know, I had a little bit more to prove than some of the other guys out there, but I still held my own and stood on business like I do.
Oh, yeah, they're dropping in the chat Okoye MVP here. Danny, talk to us about Chief Christian Littlehead, because I know 4 guys, I think, in this class have trained with Chief Littlehead, if I'm not mistaken. But talk to us about just maybe the influence he's had with you and the impact in strength and conditioning and things.
I mean, he definitely played a really big part, you know. He was definitely one of the most influential trainers that I had to help me with perfecting my craft, you know. Sooner 7 was one of them, but that was mainly from the offensive side of the ball. He definitely turned me into more of a defensive technician, I'd say. So I play with a lot more finesse and technicality than I used to when I used to just be athleticism versus athleticism. So, you know, he really influences my game, him teaching me things that I otherwise would never know. So yeah, it's really been a blessing to have him in my corner and teaching me what I need to learn. We call him.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
so
Hey.
Jay, before you ask this, someone in the comments asked Danny what his favorite quick trip is in Tulsa.
My favorite quick trip? That's a good one. It's
That's an interesting.
probably the one on 55th and Harvard. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
55th.
Nice. Nice. Hey, Danny, so the SEC schedule's out. We all seen it. I know, you're never shy to say anything or back away from any challenge. But, obviously it's a brutal schedule. When you look at it, they say it's the toughest schedule in the SEC. What are you most excited about for that schedule next year, Danny?
The Texas game. No hesitation there, man. I'm that OU DNA is just something special over here. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to putting that orange down.
I think Sooner fans like to hear that because there's all the talk of entering the SEC, and people are forgetting. Yeah, Texas is in the SEC as well, and that's still on the schedule. But is there a road environment that you're looking forward to being in?
Ole Miss is definitely going to be a big one. I've always been in awe of their fans and all that. But most of the home games are really what I'm looking for. Getting to play Alabama at home, Tennessee at home, seeing what those fan bases have to offer, and having them all in my, I guess, home stadium is definitely an experience to see.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, there's comments rolling in after your Texas answer, Danny, that says Quinn Ewers is already having nightmares about you. So,
Hey, you heard my quote, man.
I heard it.
Quote. And I'm gonna make a T-shirt. It's gonna say the horns will be down when Quinn Ewers is upside down.
Oh, that's great.
That's it. Hey, OU fans right now, between the Texas fans and a lot of the Missouri fans, it's been a wild few ride the last few weeks. But Danny, do you have a number picked out yet?
Yes, I do. It's
You have
not
something
gonna
in
be
mind?
number 16.
16.
No, it's not going to
I
be.
said it's not
Oh,
gonna
it's
be
not going to be 16.
no.
Nice.
What about someone asked on here, Danny, and I'll read the question. How do you psych yourself up before a game? Or do you even have to do that? It seems like your motor's running about 1,000% all the time, but someone in there asked about psyching yourself up before a game.
Yeah, I do have like a little mental routine. I go to some pretty dark places before a game. Don't really have to talk too much about what's going on in my brain right before game time. But yeah, I definitely got my motivation.
Hey, what as far as goals next year for you personally? Kind of, do you have any set that hey, this is what I want to accomplish in year one at Oklahoma?
I at least want to secure myself a spot in the rotation. Maybe not starting. That's going to be a high order, especially as a freshman. But I definitely want to get as much playing time as I can. Work my tail off. If I can get a freshman All-American, that'd be awesome. That's definitely the goal starting out. Really, the end goal is just to get to the NFL. So whatever I can do to get myself closer to that.
Yeah, I agree with all those things. Danny, what about the line? The power line has been heavily talked about, deservedly so. Now, I've actually gone on record saying you may be the best one of them all when it's all said and done. Just athletically, the giftedness you have. You've played so many positions also in high school. And I know you've talked about playing at Noah and how that's, and I even saw your tweet, I think, the other day after the U.S. Army game where you said, people wondered if I could play against 6A competition. Does that keep driving you, or is it you kind of just like whatever on that kind of stuff?
I know it's always going to drive me, whenever, like people say, my haters are my motivators. So whenever I got someone who says, oh, you won't be able to do this, or you can't do this because you're this. So I'm like, all right, bet, watch this, and then it just motivates me to want to do it. And people were saying, oh, you'll never be able to, actually compete against competition. So I was going into this Army Bowl with the mindset like, okay, bet I'm finna dog these boys, and I went out and I tried my best to do that, and I think I did a pretty good job, at least from the results that I saw. And that's really all it is. That's really how you got to face that kind of criticism.
Yeah, someone, Danny, I don't know if you can see that on the screen. It says, we need some of Danny's mentality and dogness to flow on this team. Dude's a killer. Yeah, I love the confidence, just the mentality you have, and I'm sure it's going to translate in the SEC for sure. We're super excited for sure. Yeah.
Hey, Danny, when you're lining up on D end, like before you do one of the, like the other day, you just whipped that left tackle on that move. Do you have something in your head you're doing on that play, or is it just kind of a natural instinct, or do you already have a plan in mind when you go to attack?
It depends on what the call is, you know. It really, if I have an inside stunt or something like that, I might have like an inside move that'll pop into my head, and it really also depends on what the tackle gives me. So if you down blocks or something, or reach blocks, I'll have to change it up a little bit and improvise. But yeah, I usually have a couple moves in my head planned out, or I don't even have to because I'm physically strong enough to push a grown man back a couple at least. And that gives me a lot of space as a defensive end.
Maybe you'll be pushing Caden Green back a few ways. Hey, what about the next few weeks? The next few weeks for you, Danny. What's it look like?
Well, I'm gonna be on campus in about 2 or 3 weeks. We got Christmas coming up. Gonna be chilling, and then get to work, get Smitty, and all that comes with that. So I'm gonna be spring and rolling. Gonna have to get in the books and get all situated in Headington Hall. Me and Nigel Smith are gonna be rooming together actually. So yeah,
Nice.
gonna be getting after here real soon.
Big film guy. Someone asked if you're a big film guy.
Dang, breaking up. What did you say?
I said someone asked if you're a big film study guy.
Film study? Yeah, I like to study film. I like to see the competition, see what's up against me, see what I have to do, who I have to face, what they like to do, what they're good at, what they're bad at, and yeah, it definitely plays a role in how you perform on the football field.
Yeah. Hey, last question I have, Danny, is you mentioned Nigel Smith. Do y'all? I mean, have y'all had a pretty good relationship? Is that what led to the rooming thing? Has it been kind of throughout this recruiting cycle? Just kind of tell us about that relationship.
I mean, it wasn't really like a relationship. It's really just, we're athletes, we're like-minded men, and we can work together to achieve goals. And it's really good to keep members of the defense who are kind of similar positions, keep them together. Me and him kind of have similar skill sets, so iron sharpens iron, and we would really be good to like grow and build off each other. And Coach Chain and Coach Venables could see that from a really far distance, and it just kind of ended up happening.
Nice.
And
You're
we're
drawing
cool.
some
Me
strong.
and Najee are boys.
Sorry, yeah, you're drawing some strong comparisons on here to NFL athletes. But Danny, last question I have: favorite Christmas movie? It's Christmas time. People want to know what your favorite Christmas flick is.
Oh, that's a tough one. Yeah. I gotta go to classic. Home Alone. That's
I
really
agree.
a classic one. I'm not gonna lie. The first one, the second one and the third one, they're but the first one was definitely it.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know. Hey, we know Santa Claus is busy this time of year, but Danny Okoye, you've been probably just as busy. I've seen you on so many interviews and just getting back from the U.S. Army Bowl. And again, we can't thank you enough for spending 10 minutes here with the Sooner Surge. Thanks so much. We're super excited to watch you in Norman. High expectations, and I know that's what you should have because that's what you expect. But appreciate it, Danny.
Yes, sir.
Thanks,
No
Danny.
problem. Thanks for having me, man. I really
All
do.
right, man. Have a good Christmas.
Yeah,
Merry
you
Christmas,
too.
Danny.
All right.
There you have it, Danny Okoye. Thanks to Danny Okoye for joining us on the Sooner Surge Double Trouble. Guys, you heard it right there. That is someone you want on your team, on your line, going against the opposing team. And you heard the comments he made about Texas. You might have heard it the other day, but how can you not like Danny Okoye, Jay?
You don't like him if you're an offensive lineman for the opposing team, and you don't like him if you're not an OU fan. Let's just say that. I mean, he's going to be that type of guy. Other fan bases are not going to like Danny Okoye. I think he welcomes it. He welcomes it. Opposing quarterbacks.
He's got a lot of just Boz stuff with his comments and stuff. I'm going to love watching this guy. I think he's going to be elite. He's got the mentality. He's got the mindset. He's got the motivation that constantly, like a chip on his shoulder, loves being a Sooner. And, hey, Chuck, I didn't get to ask him your question, but, Chuck, I think it was Chuck that actually may have been Sooner fan. We did talk to him in another interview about why he chose OU, and it was really the turnaround of the defense. OU really wasn't on his radar. He saw the defense turn around and really started gaining traction there. But, yeah. Hey, Chuck, I want to go back to what you said earlier before we get to trivia about people hating on Caden Green. I don't know if you saw that. Almost all of those people that commented, their IP address was in Missouri, okay? It wasn't OU fans like everyone thought it was, Chuck.
Well, it was probably a mixture.
They said 8 of the 9 were IP addresses of Missouri.
There was actually a bunch of Texas and OSU fans giving him 5-star ratings. So all around it was a bad deal.
All around it was a bad deal. I agree. Stop hating on someone's business. I agree. Trivia, Jay. Trivia.
Whew. Here we go. First trivia of the night.
Should have asked Danny a trivia.
First trivia of the night. It's a movie quote, Christmas movie quote, guys. What movie is this from? Okay, here we go. Seeing is believing, but sometimes the most real things in the world are the things we cannot see.
What?
Seeing is believing, but sometimes the most real things in the world are the things we can't see. Come on now, that's pretty easy.
I think I might know, but I probably don't. Craig, you're right. It's not one person doesn't find this team.
There it is, Polar Express. Sean
Davis. Yeah, I would have gotten it. Polar Express.
Good
Sooner
job,
fan
Sean.
got it? Did
Sooner fan got it. Sorry. Sooner fan was first. Sooner fan was first.
Was he?
I think so. Hunter, producer will check this out for us and see.
I know Braden Warner would be super excited about Danny's answer of Home Alone because Braden Warner watches Home Alone every night, he said.
Yeah, that's a classic movie.
Man, after that interview, you just want to go watch him play.
Hey, did you watch the Army? He dominated, dude.
Yeah.
And he did get robbed for MVP. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's what I love about this class, this D-line class. They're a bunch of dog mentality, man. And I love his answer. This was a great answer. And this is the type of guys I think BV gravitates towards Brent Venables too. He talked about his goals for next year, and he said, well, my goal is to be in the rotation. He said, it's going to be hard to start he's not going in there thinking I should be daggum day one starter. He worked for it. He's going to, love that answer.
I love this quote too. Heard this many times. That is exactly right.
That's right.
How many players left from the Riley class? There's not many.
No.
Hey, Infidel.
When he's healthy.
If he was healthy, but I don't know. Hey, what's your thoughts, Jay, on Casey Thompson? He officially entered the portal.
He's in the portal. I would rather roll with what they got. You go look on campus right now. They had Jackson Arnold, Micah Hawkins, Brandon Zerberg, and then right now they have Booty and Bevel. I don't want to bring another quarterback in there.
Agreed. Yeah.
I think Michael Hawkins.
The only thing for me, though, Jay, is I'd like to have someone who's kind of been through it a little bit, played. played in some big games, and he has.
But Jeremy, what's Casey Thompson really? I mean,
no, I mean he's a guy who's played. I'm saying I'd rather have him than Bevel, but that's just me. But yeah, you can't count out Booty or Bevel. That's right. Obviously, Michael Hawkins is going to be the backup. Now, the package deal about Andy Bass. Yes, I mean, they could even run some stuff with Xavier Robinson possibly, but I don't think they're going to do that.
Who are you, out of the 7 guys I mentioned earlier that are practicing, out of those 7, who are you most excited to see?
Oh, man, that's difficult, Jay. That is.
I'm super excited to see how Xavier Robinson does.
I agree. I mean,
and where they use him.
Was it Mez earlier or someone who talked about Wyatt Gilmore looks way bigger than they thought? Someone mentioned that. OU football put a video out, did they not?
OU football did, correct. The kicker is not practicing yet, no. Now Schmidt is, and Gavin Marshall, but not the one they just signed.
Yeah, I agree. Not Liam Evans. Look, this class has to be the most exciting class for Sooner fans. And it's not just because you're going to the SEC. While that's a big reason for it, it's about the trenches, Jay. It's about the trenches. Both sides of the ball, they got some. And I fully expect, I'll keep saying this every day like Groundhog Day, Gino Vandemar will be a Sooner.
I agree. I think so.
100%. I'll say 99%. How about that?
Yeah, Purple Orca says the EPL highlights are crazy. They are. He's going to be a stud.
Oh, not going really to be. Yeah.
You know, there's even they say that he's athletic enough he could play defensive line.
Braden Warner's at BW or BV because BV's just as high too on Eli Bowen. I did not go to the Hunter might have been there. Hunter, were you at the Dell City Carl Albert State Final? I think Hunter, the producer, was there.
Hey, Bussy did not sign yesterday.
Yeah, he was there, Mike. X-Rob put on a show. Yeah, Andy Bass has to heal up. Hey, someone mentioned Groundhog, one of my favorite movies. My wife hates it. It's always this kind of causes conflict in the house because I love it and she hates it.
So do you watch it or not?
I watch it.
Why does that cause conflict? Don't you have 2 TVs?
Yeah, but I like to watch it and just wherever she goes, I'll follow her and watch it.
Oh, that's
kind of like Groundhog Day.
You're kind of like you. You're kind of okay, that's
hey,
weird.
I like Stubby's question here, okay? Because listen, obviously there's not really big linebackers in this class. You have Nesta, but what they have from last year is really, really good. Lewis Carter is going to be an absolute freak when he plays. And they got some guys in that linebacker room. I'm not worried at linebacker. Now, if next year they were to have a recruiting class that didn't have many linebackers, maybe then you get a little worried. But right now, I'm not worried. Is that fair?
That's fair. Fair is, I mean, why wouldn't it be fair?
McKinley is not committing till February, and
supposedly.
Jay, I agree, Chuck. We have great linebackers.
Hey, let me go to Chuck's real quick. Yeah, Chuck. And that's a great point, and you can see it with the class they got this year. They took one linebacker. There's a reason for that. They feel really comfortable with what they got on campus. They only went and got one, James Nesta. They're probably not going to get one out of the portal. I think they're super happy with what they got on campus. Good point, Chuck.
Okay, hey. R. Mason Thomas, if he doesn't step up, there's not room for him because Danny Okoye will play over him, and PJ Adebore, Ethan Downs. I don't know if Trace Ford is coming back. Trace Ford has been hush-hush silent. I fully expect Trace Ford to be back. Who am I leaving off?
Well, Bothroyd's gone. Are you talking about the ends?
Yeah.
You said PJ?
Yep.
Yeah, Stripling's gone.
Stripling's gone. He left. We never talked about him hitting the portal, did we?
Well, he didn't really announce portal. I don't know.
He didn't really announce. He just basically said goodbye to Oklahoma is what I saw.
That's kind of weird.
Okay, here's what I would say, Jay Jones. Now, hey, Craig from ATL could make R. Mason Thomas a backer, possibly. Hey, listen, I think the best, strongest position group, in my opinion, is still the wide receiver room.
I agree. Hey, I want to go back to this Mike here. Chavis and Bates went with a go big or go home mentality and delivered in a big league way. And let me transition that to Sooner fans' comment, which is, and I'm not sure it's done yet. Okay, I'm not sure this is over yet. In fact, I would lean on the side that this is not over yet on the defensive line. I would lean to that direction with stuff I've heard from some of the guys that just signed. It sounds like there's some opportunity to maybe get another one or two on campus. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're not done, obviously. Even Brent Venables left one off. Said 27 of 28. They're going to sign a D lineman. Who is it? I guess that remains to be waited on. But
and
Lori Stone's surprise was basically Nigel Smith said the same thing, that OU's not done yet. There's someone else coming.
Yeah, and he even mentioned names, Nigel Smith did, but we won't need to go into all that. But yeah, McKinley's an option, obviously. You got a couple of guys that have not signed yet with Texas A&M that could be an option. I mean, there's guys out there. So you also have guys that may enter the portal.
An ace in the hole. I'll tell you an ace that I really like, Jay. Ace Hodges. He's a PWO. He is a dude, guys. Chris McClellan to Arkansas, blah, blah. I don't think so. I don't think he does. Jay, they're talking about Stripling's not a transfer. Yeah, I didn't mean transfer. I thought he had a year left.
He could come back, I think. I just don't know if he is.
Hunter, will you look that up? Because I thought he had a year left. Mike, I hope the surprise is also. I also hope that the surprise is Anton Junkins. That guy, he's an end. He's an end.
Hey.
1 year left.
What do you think about all these Florida State guys not playing in the bowl game?
I agree. Well, I agree with them, Jay. They got ripped off.
They got screwed and went home. Hey, Stone said he's still recruiting. Yeah, listen, I think what we don't always hear on this side of things as fans is the relationships that the recruits have. They talk all the time, guys. Whether or not coaches are contact, it doesn't matter. You got players from different classes. They try to get other players. And obviously, some of the OU signees have relationships with some of these guys, and they feel pretty confident, I think, that they can get one or two of them. I think that's where that comes from.
Yeah, and one D lineman would make a world of difference. And someone else, it's an exhibition game. Even Dylan Gabriel today on Sooner Scoop, if you saw that, talked about the reason, he didn't even feel comfortable playing because it's kind of for the next year. That's what it is. Hey, someone just asked.
Hunter says he should be out of eligibility.
Okay, yeah. Seaton played with Stone, but he's not even on OU's radar right now. Like, OU's not on his radar, I mean.
Who, Seaton?
Yeah.
Seaton's he's going for the biggest bidder.
Yeah, biggest bidder. Whoever's got the most
No
money.
chance. I
Zero.
0.001.
Nada. I agree, Hunter. I was getting ready to say the exact same phrase. They're not getting Seaton. Guys, they're getting Gino Vandermar and Fabechi.
That's probably the top two guys probably right now.
They're going to go get those two guys.
Which I think experience, when you look at the offensive line room right now, probably the thing you need the most might be experience.
Yeah, and size, but all three of those guys are big.
Yeah, agreed.
I think if you get those three guys, Jay, you basically
What three?
You have Spencer Brown already. He'll start. You get Gino Vandermar and Fabechi Mimwa. Those three guys, along with what they have, will make a great makeshift line. And it may be really, really good, actually.
Hey, and let me say something. I've seen a lot of comments rolling through here, and I've heard a lot of people on Twitter and stuff about the Missouri deal and how much money they have, okay? But we should not be comparing ourselves to Missouri. They're ranked number 20 in the recruiting class. Do you really want to throw all money at one or two players and then have a lower class? I think now if you're Alabama and Georgia getting everybody, that's fine, but don't compare yourself to Missouri. They're putting all their money on two or three players, guys.
Ask Colorado how that worked out.
Well, look at A&M a few years ago. They had the best signing class in the history of college football. Where did they go? It's not just all about that.
I can't wait for OU Missouri.
I'm going.
I'll be
I'm
there.
going if
There's
I
going to
have
be
to
so much.
If I have to watch out in the parking lot, I'm going.
There's going to be so much bad blood. Yeah, OU, according to On3, Sooner fan, you're right. It's a little below the major players here, the blue bloods, I guess you could say. OU is one of those. And look, I think if you put a true serum in BV, his philosophy is, I want guys who want to be here. I want guys, even if they're underrated or whatever. He wants a lot of it has to do with that, Jay. I just think the NIL. Now he'll play the NIL game. He has, but to what extent, I don't know, Jay.
Yeah, I don't either. Stubby? What's that in regards to? I think I missed something earlier. I think I missed that earlier from Stubby. Yeah, we didn't have a star quarterback and getting $700K. I don't know. I'm confused.
Mike's going to Death Valley, dude.
What's that?
Mike's going to Death Valley.
I think Mark's going to like 4 games. He said earlier this couple of weeks, last week maybe when the schedule came out. It's only been. This is crazy. This might blow your mind. 1 week ago yesterday, the SEC schedule came out. Didn't that seem like forever ago?
Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah, we know what you mean, Stubby. And look, it's over. It doesn't matter. Yeah, right. The whole Raiola thing, Jay. Did you see Matt Rule?
What about it?
Oh, Matt Rule saying he called me. He really wanted to come here and visit again. Really, it's all about the money. I trust BV. I do. I trust BV. I like everything about the culture at OU right now. The culture is getting right. The culture is getting right. I would take that, even if there's a little bit of couple of years where you struggle, like they kind of have.
Hey, Sooner fan. Matt Rule a week earlier said the average price for one of these quarterbacks is $1.5 to $2 million. He definitely paid more than $600K. Exactly. He definitely paid more than that, I bet.
Drop a trivia, Jay. Drop a trivia.
Another trivia?
Drop a trivia.
All right. This one's going to be easy for some of y'all. Super easy. You got to be fast on the typing right here. You shouldn't even have to Google this up, probably some of y'all, if you're ready for this next year. But I just want to know what team stadium is named Vaught Hemingway Stadium?
Hey, Dalpo is spot on. We've gotten a lot of dudes. We've gotten a lot of dudes from Missouri, Jay.
Yeah, but is it time to end that Lee Summit North thing? I mean, that's a weird deal, man.
There it is, Mark.
Mark. Good job, Mark. Way to go, Mark.
Mark will be there. Hotty toddy.
Ole Miss.
Hotty toddy.
Hotty toddy, baby.
Did Danny say which one he's looking for the most? I don't remember if he answered it.
Well, he mentioned Texas. He said Texas, but then he said the road environment. He said the Ole Miss. He said Ole Miss.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was thinking. His answer to Texas is great.
Oh, 100%. Hey, you want guys on OU that hate Texas.
Hey, you also noticed he didn't reveal his number to us.
No, I know. I knew he wouldn't.
He just said it's not going to be 16.
I know it won't. I knew he wouldn't say it. I asked it anyway to see if he would. I knew he wouldn't.
I could see him rolling like a 96.
Now, we know David Stone. Well, David Stone, Hunter, didn't he say he's 0?
Oh, Hunter says not allowed to, probably.
I thought David Stone came out and said he wants to wear 0, though. Maybe I'm wrong. I may be wrong on that.
Sooner fan, listen, Jason promised, he delivered it.
Hey, you know who the next one is?
Big kudos to Danny Okoye for coming on, though.
Big kudos.
We know we're not OU Insider and we're not Sooner Scoop. We're just, I guess, a run-of-the-mill, but appreciate him joining us. We interviewed him, I guess it was, 4 months ago, Jay? He was great.
Oh, he's always – and he's so good, like, getting back in touch. He's awesome, guys. He's going to be a great one in Oklahoma, period.
Stone and Jaden Jackson together would be hilarious.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm assuming those two guys are going to room together.
probably. And even Danny's answer to that seems like they try to group them with guys that they're going to be with a lot, which is great.
Again, I think that's a culture thing, Jay. BV's trying to create culture with the teammates, and I think that's great.
Hey, I'll say this. It's harder to get guys that are already at school. I mean, it can happen, but I think it's harder with once they're in school playing for the team. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Never liked this NIL world, but it's either get with it or get left behind. Oh, you got to try and be big time with the NIL ever it can happen. OU has played the NIL game. They matched the whole Caden Green. They matched it. Okay.
Well, you can play the NIL game to an extent, but you can't just drop bags and bags and bags and bags of money on people.
Hey, listen, you don't even look alike, and you're twins. We look somewhat alike, don't we? Hey,
I got a haircut today. What do you think?
I got mine the other day. We're kind of close. Hey, I thought what Dylan Gabriel said on Sooner Scoop interview tonight was pretty cool.
I didn't watch all that yet. Give me some.
He basically talked about how he went to BV's house about coming back, and BV was just pretty much straight up honest with him. He said, that's what I appreciate about BV. Compare that to what Caden Green said about Eli Drinkwitz compared to BV. It's ridiculous, Caden Green, on that.
Yeah, you're right. And you're right, Jed, about that. And it's another whole different game to do that. So,
fade with the butter knife. That's what he tells Supercuts when he goes in.
Did I see your son was cutting hair the other day out in the backyard?
Didn't go well, Jay. We didn't.
How old is your son?
14.
And you have him cutting your other son's hair, who's what? How old's he?
9.
That's not a smart move.
Got a 6-year-old too, but he didn't cut his. Hey,
Wait,
Supercuts
did he use
trying to save us $20, Jay.
What?
He's trying to save us $20 at Christmas time.
Hey, how much do you think a haircut costs? $20 is a steal.
It's 24 at Supercuts.
That's a good deal.
Have fun with what? Mez, have fun with what? Someone asked who's older. Jason's older by 6 minutes. Okay, 6 minutes. Hunter goes to Tulsa Hair Company.
You don't want to know how much I paid for mine.
Hey, if Missouri is the problem, I just don't think Missouri is going to be the team in the end. Sorry.
You mean as far as what do you mean the team in the end?
You said earlier, Jay, they're a top 20 class, right?
They're about 20 to 23, I think, is where they're ranked.
Right. I mean, OU's top 10 right now. OU needs to get a top 5 class. Now, some of those guys, it'd be nice to get like the Williams Winery and things like that, but we'll see.
Hey, Hunter, I don't get the senior discount yet, bro.
Not yet.
I wish I did.
What are you getting, Jackson? Are you getting a perm? Yeah, Missouri's 23. So now they got the difference is they got some guys that OU wanted. I just don't think they're here for the long haul, like Infidel says. Well, I think they had a great year. Have you ever seen the movie? A great movie. Have you ever seen the movie about the one-hit wonder band? Tom Hanks. What is the name? That thing you do. Do that thing you do. That's Missouri.
It's called That Thing You Do.
That thing you do. That's Missouri. They're going to fall apart. I think that's a good analogy.
They're going to fall apart after what?
A couple of these recruiting classes are not going to be able to do this. It's that thing you do, bro. They're going to fall apart.
I don't know what it is about.
OU's the Beatles. Missouri, that thing you do. How about that? How about that comparison?
There you go, Jeremy. You and your comparisons.
Richard, you're right. We're angels on Twitter, bro. Like what? You just can't see it, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
OU's not the Beatles, but Missouri had a good season this year.
They had a good season and they got a good recruiting class for Missouri.
Who's their quarterback going to be though, Jay?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to Missouri like you do.
I don't either.
Your kids wear the hoodies.
Whatever, dude.
Your in-laws live there.
Michael Hammond, I 100% agree. I'll say two things right now. Missouri's never making the college football playoff, and Colorado's never making the college football playoff.
Hey, Jeremy, what's funny is Missouri is all this talk now because in their SEC. But what people don't remember is that when Missouri went to the SEC, I believe I'd have to look it up. The first 2 years they were there, they might have been in the SEC championship game.
Maybe.
You remember the
No,
coach?
I'm not a Missouri fan. I went to the OU Missouri game when game day was there, when Chase Daniels played, and Missouri is ranked #1, and I got spit on a bus. I can't stand Missouri. My in-laws live in Columbia.
What did you do when they spit on you?
Hey, didn't Jay say Syracuse was on the up and up?
Yeah.
They are horrible, bro.
They're getting a good recruiting class.
Okay, but they're bad. Look at this bowl game. It's awful.
Hey, guess who? What do y'all think about Florida State going to join the SEC?
I thought it was Big Ten.
I think the SEC will take 2 more teams.
Hey, all I got to do is tell my sons to not pick their nose. I show them the Chase Daniels video. This could be you one day if you keep picking your nose. It's all they'll remember you for.
Okay, Greg Good said the SEC rejected. Did they officially reject it?
I thought they were going to try to get the Big Ten.
Sarkisian video. Oh, that's the worst.
Oh, wait, someone, we got to go right here. Culver's is the best place.
I got 2 of them now.
Hey, Culver's is Coconut Greg. They got 2 Culver's there in Columbia, and we go there. We visit the in-laws for about 4 days at a time, and we'll probably eat there 3 or 4 times. Culver's is the best. The butter.
Why do you do that? When I go somewhere, I go to places that I don't have.
I don't have a Culver's in Oklahoma.
Oh, but you eat there 3 times?
Yes, absolutely I do.
Wow. Hey, Mess. What it is it's a better Freddy's, basically. Freddy's.
It's a butter burger. I'm going to ask you a trivia question right now.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
For an extra trivia point, who can tell me what state Culver's was created in, originated in?
I know.
Well, you should know. Everyone knows that they've been to Culver's. Why is Hunter saying the answer?
Heather's asking why you don't eat at Culver's when you visit them. It's right down the road.
That's because Austin, Texas has elite eateries. Columbia does not. Columbia, Missouri has Culver's. That's about it.
Brahms? Do they have a Brahms in Missouri?
Nah, Brahms and maybe in Joplin. They don't have Brahms in Texas that I know of. Hey,
who got the point for trivia? Jackson says he got it.
Well, Hunter put the answer on there, so I don't know. Hunter ruined it. Hey, Jay, tomorrow's OU landing a portal guy. I say Gino Vandermeer. What's he waiting on?
I think they get an offensive lineman tomorrow.
I think they get 2 tomorrow.
I think they get at least 1.
I think Fabechi and Gino Vandermeer will commit tomorrow. So that's what I say.
What about, do you think the portal for Oklahoma, people going into the portal, is done until after the bowl game? Or spring? No. You think somebody's going to leave OU before the bowl game?
Yes.
Wow. Who would that be?
Who?
Who?
I think like a Bunkley Shelton or something.
Why would you do it before the bowl game now?
I guess you could get a free bowl trip, but I do think someone's leaving.
0. I don't think.
Don't start what again, Hunter? Farouk. You mean Farouk?
We can talk about
after the bowl game, Jay. After the bowl game, Farouk.
Okay. Hey, Dalpost. I got both of them in my town, and I have to disagree. Brahms does not hold Culver's jock strap. Okay.
Hey, Lori, if there's a Culver's there, go get it. Their custard's great. Their hamburgers are legit. They even have fish there. It's great.
If you get fish at Culver's, that's different. I wouldn't do that.
They do have good fish. But, hey, I want to say, look, we're a few days from Christmas. We thank you guys for being on here every night, guys and gals. Again, you showed up as always. Tanya for the $9.99 super. Thanks so much. Mike for the super. For the questions tonight. Listen, hey, we showed some of your questions to Danny Okoye. Okay, we're here about interaction. You guys help us roll with this. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for Danny Okoye coming on the live tonight.
Hey, I'm going to try to get some other ones with that type of format where they just pop on and we roll with it. Nothing planned, just kind of roll with it as they pop on. I'll see who else we can get, but we'll try. It's fun.
Yeah. You guys are the best viewers. Thanks for always keeping it going. Yeah. Get the word out if you can about the Sooner Surge. Tell them to subscribe. We do this every night of the week. We're not a one-hit wonder like that thing you do. It's 7 days a week.
And also, we released the 4 videos today of the PWOs. There's not a whole lot of people putting videos out about PWOs. So if you want to know about the PWOs, the kicker is a PWO, but he's a really good player, and he might start next year. So go check out the
Christmas
videos on
schedule. Now listen, Hunter is going to the bowl game. He'll be live there at the Alamo Bowl. He'll be at the game. Jay and I will not, with Dad's situation, and then Jay's going to be out of town.
I'll be out of state.
We're out of state, actually. We're going to be on here every night, except for, did we say Christmas Day, Jay, or Christmas Eve?
I think we were just going to wait to see what we were doing that night and see. So.
Hey, we may be on every night, except we won't be on Christmas night, but every other night, guys. We appreciate you guys. Don't forget, to like, to share. Thanks for everything. How big is the defensive end PWO? He's 6'4", 235. You're talking about Bergen Kaiser. I like him a lot.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so watch all the PWO videos and we'll drop some other ones. But thanks again, as always. We appreciate
it,
you guys, for being on here. Till next time, Boomer.